All right, so today, guys, we're going to be going over pyramids. First off, I'm sorry if it's a little shaky. I don't know where I put my stand, so I'm just going to be holding the camera the whole time. So again, if it's a little shaky or if I make it off camera, I'm sorry in advance. So we're going to talk about pyramids. So pyramids are solid figures. That has a polygon base. And all sides are triangles that meet at a specific point known as the apex. So the apex is the point in which the triangle sides meet. So first off, let's draw a quick little triangle. I'm going to start with the base. It's going to be a rectangular one anyway. So this is my pyramid. The first thing I notice, again, the background. All the background stuff that you can't see directly in front of you are going to be dotted lines. This top in which all the sides meet is the apex. This bottom side is the base. And the polygon is a rectangle. There are two other things that you need to know. There's a slant height, which is the height of each side. And then there's the altitude, which we will not be using the altitude today, but we'll be using it soon. It is the height from the base to the apex. It's from the base to the apex, and that's known as the altitude. And we will not be using the altitude today. Now for this one, again, much like prisms, the pyramids are named based on their bases. So for this one, this is a rectangular pyramid. If you would give me 1 second, I'm going to go grab some other pyramids to show you examples. So again, they're based off of their bases. Let's look at this one. For this one, we have another pyramid right here. It is a square pyramid because the base is a square. So for this one, it's just called a square pyramid. Next, we have another pyramid. Again, all the sides are triangles. They meet at an apex. And this time, the base is a hexagon. So this is known as a hexagonal pyramid. And then the last one we have is a triangle. This is the bottom. It's the base is the triangle. And this is the triangular pyramid. Now let's talk about the nets of these figures. The way you draw a net of one of these figures is you're always going to start with the base, and we're going to fold it out to each individual side. So if we have the base, this right here is the base, one of the sides folds up. Then if I fold the other side out, if it'll let me, give me 1 second. This is what it looks like when two sides are folded out. And then the last one, the net of the triangle pyramid kind of looks like the Triforce from Zelda. But you always start with the base and all the sides come out from the center. So if I were to give you something like a square pyramid, put that one away. So for the square pyramid, we're gonna start with this one. We start with the base of a square. And to draw the net, we are just going to draw triangles coming off of each individual side. Like this. Wow, that looks really bad, that last one. There. We have our square pyramid. And then here's the last net we're going to look at. Like we discussed before, the nets are just the figures cut along their seams and flayed flat. And everything is based off of our base. And let's look at the next side. So again, this is the net of a hexagonal pyramid. Hexagonal pyramid, this is the square pyramid, this is a rectangular pyramid, and this was a triangular pyramid. Again, it breaks up, makes our triangle. All right, so let's move on to the next portion. We're gonna start looking at how to find the surface area. The first thing we need to do is label each of these individual pictures. I'm gonna go through about 2 or 3 of these with you, and we're gonna do 2 of these, and then the rest is yours. If you have questions on the worksheet, please message me on Schoology. So let's look at number 1. So the first thing is we have a hexagonal pyramid. So like the other surface areas, we're going to find the surface area of every single side, or of every single side of the figure, including the base. I'm gonna start with the base. Now for the base, we know it is a polygon, so we're gonna need the apothem times the perimeter divided by 2. The perimeter is the side length times the number of sides. In this case, my side length is 5. My apothem is 4.3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my apothem, which is 4.3, multiply by my perimeter, which is the side length, which is 5, times the number of sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and divided by 2. 5 times 6 is 30. 30 divided by 2 is 15 times 4.3. Let me grab a calculator. So we're going to do 15 times 4.3. And this base is going to be 64.5. That is the area of the base. We still need the area of each individual triangle. Well, looking at this, the base of every triangle has to be 5. And the slant height of my figure is 9.1. I, again, am going to have to figure out the height of each individual one. Now, looking at this, I know every single triangle is the same. Because every single triangle is the same, if I find the height of one, if I find the area of one, I find the area of all of them. So we're going to start with one triangle. Triangle's formula is 1/2 base times height. The base of my figure is 5. The height is 9.1. So I'm going to plug that into my calculator. 5 times 9.1 divided by 2 gives me 22.75. Now that is for one triangle. We have 6 triangles. So to find all of the triangles, I'm going to multiply that number by the number of triangles I have, or 6. So we're going to take that, multiply by 6. It gives me 136.5. We're going to add the 2 numbers of the base and the 6 triangles together. And that'll give me the total surface area. Or 201 units squared. Same thing with number 4. We're going to write our components. First off, the slant height I know is 19. The base is 17 and 17. And that means all sides have to be 17 and all slant heights have to be 19 because that's all it gave us. So the first thing we need to do again is find the area of the base. Well, we know the base is a square and it follows the formula length times width. Length times width is 17 times 17. And 17 times 17 is going to be 289. Now we're going to find each individual triangle. First off, I look at these and I know that all 4 triangles have to be the same because they have the same base. This one's 17, this one's 17, this one's 17, that one's 17. So again, we're going to find one triangle. And we have 4 total, so we're going to find 4 after. So for one triangle, again, we're following the formula, 1/2 base times height. The base is 17, right here. The height is 19, and we're going to divide it by 2. So 17 times 19 divided by 2 is going to be 161.5. The 4 triangles, there are 4 of these. So again, we're going to take our one triangle and multiply by 4. We know this because all the triangles have to be the same. So it would be 646. That is for all the triangles. Now we're going to add this number plus the area of our base to get the total surface area. So we're going to add them together, 289. It's going to be 935. Units squared. Make sure you guys put the units. Let's look at number 3. For number 3, we're going to have to start off. The first thing I forgot was how to, give me a second. I need to calculate that really fast because I forgot to give it to you. So let's see. Okay, so the height of this side over here is 12. The height of this side, I forgot to give that to you and I apologize. So we're going to start off by figuring out the area of each portion. We have different triangles this time, so we can't just multiply them because this one is clearly bigger than that one. But one thing you need to know, the height of this one is 12, and I forgot to give that to you. So that's what we're gonna look at. So let's start. This side over here is 8, meaning this portion is 8. This side right here is 20, meaning this portion is 20. We're going to find the area of the base. The base is a rectangle, so we're going to use length times width. The length is 20. The width is 8. 20 times 8 is 160. Now we need to find each triangle. I'm going to start with the gray triangle and the white triangle is the way I'm going to look at it. So let's start with the gray triangle. Well, we know the height of the gray triangle is 8.9 because it was given to us in the problem. So let's do gray T. 1/2 base times height. The base of this triangle is this side, or 20. The height is 8.9. 20 times 8.9 divided by 2 is going to be 89. Now this triangle and this triangle are the exact same. They have the same base. If they have the same base, they have the same height. Because they have the same height and base, it is also going to be 89. So this is gray 2. Now we need to look at our white triangles. For the white triangle, again, it's a triangle, so we're going to use 1/2 base times height. The base of this one is 8. The height is 12. So 8 times 12 divided by 2 is going to be 48. If this one's 48, the other one also has to be 48. We're going to add all of our sides up to get our surface area. So we're going to do 160 plus 48 plus 48 plus 89 plus 89. If I were to add those together in a calculator, it should give me 434 units squared. That is my answer. Now for these later questions, you can either answer them the same way, or you could make a net. Like you can make a net for these, or you could not. You can set them up evenly. I'm going to make a net just to make it a little easier for this first one for number 5. I'm going to do 5 and 6 with you, or I'm going to do 5 and 8 with you, and the rest you guys can do on your worksheet. If you have questions on it, please let me know. If you need the height or the base of anything, please let me know because I forgot to put some of those in there. So let's look at number 5. It is a square bottom, so we're going to start off with the base, and we're going to draw triangles out from it. So for this one, we know this length is 10. We know this width is 10. 10 and 10. The height of our figure is 12.1. One thing I noticed that all the bases are the same for my triangles, meaning that all 4 triangles have to be the same. So again, we're going to set up as the base, and then triangle 1 triangle, and 4 triangles. Because there's 4 sides. And all the triangles are the same. Again, not all your questions are going to have triangles the same. Like this one up here, some are going to be a little different. Again, if you need the heights, let me know. So let's look at this one. The base is a square or a rectangle, so we're going to do length times width. Length times width is 10 times 10, which is 100. The triangle 1, again, is 1/2 base times height. The base is 10. The height is 12.1. And all of that divided by 2. If we multiply that together, it gives me 60.5. That is for one triangle. We have 4 that are the exact same, so we're going to do 60.5 times the number of triangles, in this case, 4. And that gives me 242. We're going to add these 2 together to get our total surface area. So 100 plus 242 is equal to 342. Units, sorry, in this case, kilometers squared. And let's look at number 8. Again, I'm going to draw the net to make it a little easier, and this is the last one I will go over with you. If you have more questions, please let me know. Give me 1 second. I'm going to start off by a pentagon. We're going to draw it out. All right, that is my net. Again, it's kind of bad, but you guys can get the idea of what it is. This is a regular pentagon. If it is a regular pentagon, that means all sides are the same length. In this case, the side length is 12. The apothem is the distance from the center to the side, and it is 8.3. And the slant height of my figure is 13.8. So much like the last questions, we have a certain number of triangles. The height is the same, and the base is the same. We know all the bases are 12. So again, we're going to do the base, 1 triangle. And how many triangles we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 triangles. So for the base, we got a regular polygon, so we're going to do apothem times perimeter divided by 2. The apothem is 8.3. The perimeter is 12 times the number of sides, which is 5. And all of this divided by 2. I'm going to take it in my calculator. We're going to do 8.3 times 5 times 12 divided by 2. Gives me 249. And that is the area of my base. Now we still need our triangles. And when I say base of the triangle, the base of the triangle is the flat part, or 12. And the height of the triangle is 13.8. So we're going to use 1/2 base times height, which will be 12 times 13.8 divided by 2. Which gives you about 82.8. Now that we found one triangle, we have 5 of the same triangles. So we're going to multiply that number by 5. We're going to do 82.4, times 8 times 5. And that'll be about 414. Again, we're going to add the total number of our 5 triangles plus the number for the base. So 414 plus 239. And it'll give us 653 kilometers squared. If you guys have questions on this worksheet, please let me know. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful day.